Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor Dandridge, the hardest working man in comics.
Ryan Seymour, king of Comic Town, here in the bowels of Comic Town, the back storage room.
Not the bowels, the bowels.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Sometimes we got to do this, a little remote action, just to make sure that everybody's safe, secure. Man, Jeremy is feeling a little under the weather, so we want to make sure that everybody in his household is feeling better. We love you, man. Okay, this was the fifth week. And
yes,
in terms of quantity, it looked like a fifth week.
Yeah, es muy pequeño.
Right. But in terms of the quality,
es muy opposite of pequeño.
Exactly. Like Mad Bueno. I don't.
Yeah.
It was a lot of that. So yeah, we read some amazing books. We've got 7 total titles for you this week. Because we each read like 5 and then 2 different. So we've got some good stuff for you. Just throw it out there for you guys. Before we jump into that, click that subscribe button right now. I'm just telling you right now, you're going to want something. You're going to like all this goodness. How do you want to start this? For the good reason that you should read, do you want to start with our difference or do you want to start with something that's the same?
Yeah, let's start different because you picked up Amazing Fantasy 1000.
I did.
As a Spider-Man fan, it was so hard not to pick it up.
Let me tell you, as a Spider-Man fan, you have made a mistake, sir.
Damn it.
This is freaking amazing. Okay, this is the way this is supposed to be done, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So you've got uber talent throughout the whole thing. There's some that are, more well-known on the writing side, some that are more well-known on the art side. And the way that they balance that out is genius. Like, okay, so off the top of my head, I don't know who Anthony Falcone is, but I know Michael Cho. So immediately I'm like, art-wise, I'm reading that story.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll get to know who Anthony Falcone is along the way. Dan Slott, Jim Chung. Okay, that's a win.
Yeah,
I have done that one immediately. Armando Iannucci. I don't know who that is, but I know Ryan Stegman, so I'm gonna rock that one. Like it's such a perfect balance of that. How do I pick which one I like best? You don't. You really don't. Like it's. I mean, we're talking hitters. Man, we got a Neil Gaiman, Steve McNiven story in here. Like hitters. It's friggin' amazing. This is how you do it. Like this is what you give to someone that's like, I love Spider-Man. What do you give me? Here. It's not a matter of it being the current story. Here. Everything works. It all works. It's so good. This was a phenomenal book. Like this was a tough one to put on a Goodreads that should read only. It was just lets you know how good the must reads are.
Yeah, our top 3 are pretty insane. They're just absurdly good. One of my areas where I was like trying to make a decision because I try to spotlight a bunch of different publishers.
Right.
Scout Black Caravan had 2 books this week. One Phantasmagoria #1, which I did read and it was really good. But I've been so hyped on the Marco Fontanelli Pentagram of Horror.
Right, how is that out already? Like didn't he just have one like earlier this month?
He's got a magic pen, allegedly.
Amazing.
So
amazing.
The previous ones were like really fast. This is a horror anthology series. The previous ones were really quick reads. They were very visually driven, and that was the story. This one takes place in a Weird West type situation where a sheriff is going after someone who arguably is on the right in terms of like they were wrong. Their family was killed and they're seeking vengeance. And now that the sheriff by law has to come and get them.
Do the thing.
Yeah, but it goes so black magic-y, horrifyingly
I like that.
long. Yeah, when you open up with someone about to be executed, and then by the end of it you feel bad for them. Yeah, no, it's real. Like it's amazing. Yeah, it's hardcore old school Western, but that Weird West. So there's magic going on. There's monsters. Yeah, really, really good.
And of course, there's definitely some amazing art in that one. You're right. Like magic pen. There's no other way to describe it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is where it gets tough. Which do we go with?
Okay, for me, magic pen stuff is just kind of amazing. Yeah, I want to talk about Redman.
Yeah.
So, okay, this one, I just jumped into this one because you've been reading this one. I hadn't been reading this one.
Oh, yeah.
So we're on issue 3. Happy Tank, Matt Frank, Goncalo Lopez, and Saburia. Is that how you say that?
I believe so.
Saburia
Productions.
There we go.
Which is the people that created Ultraman.
Right. Which is crazy dope. Now, I'm not going to lie. Like, this cover, I would watch this movie.
Right.
Like, why is this not I would watch this. I had no idea exactly what was happening, but this was beautiful. Is that weird?
No, the art is absolutely gorgeous. It's each of the kaiju have their own unique feel. The color choices make them so that they're all different, and you're really like, oh, And I felt for the weird
clam. I did too. Get clammy, clam face. Yeah. Like it was very poignant. Like it's like a haiku. Yeah. With Groundhog Day repeats. Mm-hmm. And like there's something like very existential about this. And
this is
I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to get out of that, but that's where I was.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like it is simultaneously a straightforward. There's like an Ultraman type character, and he's killing these giant monsters, while at the same time you've got this story that there's more going on. It is either like a movie that's watching, or a television show, or like some kind of test. There's like another layer to it that takes it to the next level. But God dang, the art is amazing.
It's gorgeous. It's literally gorgeous. Like you can pour over this. Like when the pages have texture, that's how you know.
Right?
You can hear the battles. Each of these kaiju is so very interesting. I would watch a show with them. And I feel like they look so familiar. Like they have like these have got to be like legit well-known kaiju, right?
Yeah, or something similar. Like the creative team is so in tune with, like they're at one with the genre. So it could be something they're pulling from the zeitgeist, or like everybody's unconscious knowledge of, oh, this is what monsters exist.
That's crazy.
Clam Dude, the King of Coins was another one where I was like, that's a really cool power.
True. Now this is fun. This is a lot of fun. I was glad I just picked this one up. It was something I wanted to try. You've spoken very highly of it. Highly recommend. Really good read. You should read without question.
And I wonder if it's going to be one of the last few books published with the Behemoth logo because they're switching to Sumerian.
That's true.
That could be interesting coming out.
Ooh. Okay. Well, one last time of all hail Behemoth. Okay. Forever Forward. Zach. Yeah. Respectfully, I hate you. Like
right? How do you have two books that are so smart, so well written, and pull you into that world with no effort going at the same time?
Scout Comics, Zach Kaplan, Arjuna Sassini, I think that's how you say that, or Arjuna. I'm not sure which way, but we'd love to know. Brad Simpson, Jim Campbell, whoever designed this logo, shout out. Like this is a brilliant logo. The cover art is gorgeous. Jacob Phillips did that. Like it's Alex Ross-esque, but not.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm with it. Okay. So setup here, immediately start off in adventuresome action. Which is great. Like it pulls you in, starts establishing things. And you're like, where are we going? Where is
like an Indiana Jones movie where you're just throwing right into some crazy stuff going on, and you're wondering, where are these people? Who are these people? What's that thing they're trying to hold on to? And then Zach's like, oh, here's the backstory that will hook you.
Here's all the story. I gotta give some mad credit to the artists. They've tackled some spreads that are substantial. The storytelling in this, I mean, this is big. Some of the 2-page spreads, you got to go all the way across, but they do a great job of letting you know with context clues which ones those are. So you very quickly will pick it up, and are not at risk of accidentally doing it on a page that it doesn't work for. They've done a great job of establishing visually how to tell this story. This guy, though, I felt like an evil mirror looking at myself with how much he is working. And I was like, maybe I need to take a break. I might I need to take a rest or something. Maybe.
But he's on the precipice of possibly the most important discovery in human history.
Absolutely the most important. I mean,
imagine what can be done with that, both good and bad.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so without spoiling anything, if you are a fan of Quantum Leap, maybe Fringe, and I don't know. I'll say Quantum Leap meets Fringe. Is where I'll start with that one.
Yeah, because there's science on the verge, but it's not controlled yet.
Right.
And yeah.
And now we're seeing not quite multiversals, but possible future.
Temporally speaking,
right?
Like we don't know the rules of that in this universe.
Really don't. So this is fun. You've got so obviously there's this idea of there's some time travel that actually happens through some not arcane science, but untested, unsecured science. And it's character driven. And I think that's going to be the thing that really sells this. Zach does that really well. He'll build these characters and you're like, it's not a matter of what is happening. It's what is happening to that person that you really latch onto, which is absolutely brilliant. Because we get to know this group of people and we feel like we know, like Lewis obviously is the star, but we feel like we kind of know everybody very like and that's amazing.
The personalities of the various people are right there, and you can immediately there's one of the women I'm already feeling sorry for because
because you knew what he was going to pick. You knew,
right?
But it's good she's got a best friend like that though, because listen, you gonna lose it. I love it, absolutely love it. Okay, if you were given the choice, right, you're on the precipice of this crazy discovery that could change, the fate of mankind, obviously make your name written in the history books, or saving your current job, what would you do?
Science, because I would get a day off.
Theoretically.
Or an infinite number of day offs.
Or an infinite number of day offs. Okay, I like that. I like that. That is so very true. Okay, those are some good reads that you should read without question. Those are phenomenal. Highly enjoyed those. I'm real curious as to if what your thoughts are on any of these. Definitely drop us a line. Let us know your thoughts. But now we're going to move on to the must reads. If you've got just a limited amount of dollars, these are the ones that you got to go home with. Like, do yourself the favor. Do this. Where do you want to start?
I know where I want to end.
Oh, I know where we gotta end. We gotta end there. Like that's without.
Do we start with Superman?
We can do that. We can do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Superman, Warworld Apocalypse. Off of the art alone on this cover, I am disappointed that there is not a soundtrack that we were given.
That's what Philip Kennedy Johnson's writing it.
Yes. Like this just begged for some like Queen Flash Gordon-esque total 80s
Flash Gordon. Yeah, that 100%. That's what I was trying to figure out. Like the Flash Gordon Sam Jones movie vibe. That's what's going on. It's like this combination of high tech and low tech, Superman and the other people in there. Like so epic.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing. So this is the culmination of Phil Kennedy Johnson's run on this one. Art-wise, we've got hitters. So we've got Brandon Peterson, Will Conrad, Max Rayner, Miguel Madonca. Just brilliant. Lee Lowridge did the colors. Great job. Dave Sharp did letters. Brilliant. And big shout out to Steve Beach for this cover.
That's metal.
I mean, it's a movie. It is a literal movie. Okay, so if you followed along, this one is a story that really kind of aims to depower Superman, but show that the true power of Superman is his heart. Like his heroicness is without question. It's stalwart. His absolute I will not kill rule. Brilliant. Obviously tested in this series, and this culmination.
Yeah. Is
Like-
it's all epic battles in this one. It's everything that has been, that Kennedy has set up, and it's the final reckoning. And you get the plot twists. You've got the sleeper agents. You've got Superman versus Mongul, Mono-Y-Mongul.
That's the title of this episode. No, that was brilliant. Mono-Y-Mongul. That was good. That was good. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I shot my line right there. It's all good.
No, that was worth it. It was absolutely worth it. But no, I mean, like this is such a fun ride. The payoffs are solid. Oh, definitely on point.
Why wasn't it selling big? Like, that's what I'm curious about, because Action Comics numbers, at least for us, didn't change. They stayed. Yeah, they stayed the same. And I don't know why they didn't drop or increase massively. Like that's what I don't understand, because this is such a cool story. It is such a different Superman story, and it's such a unique way of taking Superman and like kind of like when you put Hulk on Planet Hulk.
Yes,
you do that. You change the power scale without fundamentally changing the character, and that puts a magnifying glass on what makes Superman Superman.
1,000,000%. 1,000,000%.
So good.
This was amazing. This is absolutely amazing. I think, okay, if I had my druthers, this will be one of those books that does phenomenally best in trade paperback. When people can see the full totality of it, and if they come through with the soundtrack,
right?
This will shine. Because this will be one of those books where all those haters that are like, "Oh, Superman's OP," you give them this, and you go, "Now what? Now what?"
Yeah.
Like, by design, he is not that, and still is Superman.
Yeah.
Now what? You know, and that's cool. This gives me such 80s vibes.
No, it really does.
Like, it's of an era, and I think that's the really cool part, is like it's almost a throwback to an era that we don't get comics like that anymore.
Yeah.
But that's literally some of the comics that brought Philip into the game. I love that he did that. That's so good. Okay, another series that I'm not supposed to be liking, and I love it.
It's so amazing. It's Al Ewing is writing just the craziest comedic caper.
It doesn't make any sense how much I love this.
Right?
It is stupid.
Yeah, you got Al Ewing on the typing. You got Time Riley on the art. You got Jordi Bellar on the colors. You got VC's Corey Pettit on the lettering, and then various editors and assistants. God, this is the worst Ant-Man ever.
Literally. What I adore is the trip through time that this is.
Yeah.
Even the first issue was, a certain standpoint in time. We're bouncing around a little bit, which kind of goes to show like how many people don't realize the longevity of the character of Ant-Man. Literal founder of the Avengers in the 1960s. Predates that. Like, he didn't premiere in the Avengers. He came out before that. So, like, he is Marvel Comics, like in the roots. When you say, Hulk, Fantastic Four, you have to say Ant-Man. You have to. The legacy of this, though, by joining in with the third Ant-Man, the worst of the bunch, Eric O'Grady, is hilarity. He's a guy that is morally bad, but not like, like he's
not practically practicing evil,
right?
But his motivations are not on the level.
They're kind of trash.
They're kind of trash, especially when.
Oh my God!
The big problem he had in the first issue, his solution he's found.
Terrible.
It's terrible. Why would you do that?
Terrible. So bad. And the great part is the moral ambiguity of the hero to stop him. Like, absolutely amazing.
It makes me wonder, is the nature of one of the things he's protecting, is that actually part of the main Marvel?
I don't know. And how does this, not to say that Disney Marvel is one that's going to like plant things in comics that we might see really quickly in movies. But if we don't get something like this, I'm going to be disappointed.
Right? Because there's a couple bites of that apple. Like
there really are.
Wasp coming up, and then also something else.
Seems to be some futuristic, some time travel-y. I don't know.
Also, a hysterical scene. That was just
funny. Oh my God. I want to go back and read like Secret Invasion era stuff and see like, did this happen? Like, I don't know.
Right.
Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. This one is like, if you're a fan of the Scott Lang Ant-Man movies, and especially the comedic parts, this book is for you. It doesn't have Scott in it yet, but I mean, technically he was in this issue.
I mean, technically he is in it, but he is not in it. No. Don't do that. Don't do that to them. That's messed up.
Yeah. So that last page.
Magic Order 3, number 2. The output, okay? The output, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Like, y'all, earlier this year, we got, like, Magic Order 2, okay? We're volume 3 right now. This one takes a step back.
Yes.
Go back in the time. Catch us up on some family orientations. You know, when Magic Order 1 first came out, and you had the sentiment of how Cordelia came into the world.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's pretty messed up, right? Like, that's wow.
Nobody wants to be born that way.
Yeah. No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
But then to find out about their mom.
Yeah.
And the energy that she's coming with.
Yeah.
That's
wild.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. And the fact that Leonard stuck around, like the first like series of things that's being said, I'm like, yeah.
Hey,
what's that? The hoary host of Haggoth.
I gotta go. Like, this is, I gotta prove you wrong in some way, shape, or form. Doesn't happen. The scale of what this family has done and been through. That's absolutely.
How do you make that choice?
This is nutty. This is nutty. I'm sorry. We gotta go. Okay, we gotta go back and we gotta address. Mark Miller, writer, obviously. Gigi Cavanago, art.
Oh my God!
What the crap? What else has Gigi done? Because I do not know Gigi as a household name, and I need to.
Yeah, and this book has such a mature European vibe to the art. And it's just which 100% fits the tone of the story.
It really does.
Or, God, I hate using the word adult or mature because that sounds like it's salacious, but it's
got a maturity to it though.
Yeah, this is a story that will really, really hit you the older you are. Like if you have kids, if you've fallen in love and lost, like that kind of thing. Because
that's a good point. That's a good point. Also, big shout out to Valentino Napolitano on the colors.
Yeah,
together with Gigi, this is a visual snack. The way the foreground background is pulled, it's brilliant. Okay, now here's the thing. After the last issue, I came into this expecting a huge focus on a certain character.
Yes.
And while that was not the main focus of this, we got some information about that character.
Yes, we did.
Who would fight that guy?
This isn't just dead air. Like we were just like,
no, who would fight that guy? Like, if you know who that is, like this takes me back to the first volume, and these people knew who that was.
Yeah.
And you still chose to, are you crazy? Are you crazy?
Yeah, you've experienced firsthand. And now, as bad as he is, you can't
touch. Like what?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so good. Because we find out the history between Leonard and the mother of his children, his wife, and their history and her unique way of seeing the world. I think it doesn't spoil anything.
Yeah.
And how their relationship works, the love they had, which is absolutely real.
Absolutely real.
The way that they've come to be at peace with the things they've had to do, which is a decision I don't know that I could have made, but like when you're doing the calculus, it balances.
It's barely a Thanos snap. Like you're just like, obviously, but
so good. And we find out more about a particular character. We find out the revelation of another character, and just the family is trying to do what they do and protect this world. But it's weird. It's not the monsters. It's the people.
It's the people that make it.
Dangerous.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the more brilliant parts of Magic Order is the scale of which this world actually exists. Like, okay, the first one it's got its level of bombastic, but this one has now dropped us down to ground level, but we still are feeling the rumblings of how like tragic and caustic this world that they exist in is for all of them. Like you're like, well, you're super powerful. And they're like, yeah, but there are costs, there are things that we have to do that, and then we can't, like, even though it looks like we can't use this to our benefit like that. Like we can't, like the cost of that would be too big. You can't do that. And oh God, that touches on my heart because, okay, so Adri's a witch. I don't care what nobody says. She'll admit it. And she even acknowledges, like, I can't use that magic for myself because then something bad will happen. Yeah. So this like touches on like all these like real like underground things. And you're like, do you believe that? You're like, yes, I believe that. And
everything has a cost.
Everything. It has a cost. Oh, I cannot wait. Yeah, this is insane. Absolutely insane.
If you're watching and you haven't picked up either volume 1 or volume 2, you need to pick up both.
Do yourself a favor.
Yeah, both incredibly well written. Both, the art is crazy, the colors, everything. Because this one, there's so much. And going back to that Sophie's Choice type thing,
man.
What about the character?
Yes. What are they like right now? Like what is? So, and that's the thing that's so freaking brilliant. He's like just seeding other future stories, which is like flyby conversation. Like, oh yeah, by the way, that happened. Yeah. What? Don't worry. Like season 12, it'll come out. You're like, George R. Martin, you can sit down. Don't even worry about writing your books. Yeah. We'll just read Magic Order. It's fine. Absolutely gorgeous. Mark, I'm going to need you to come up with a limited, oversized edition of these books, please. Yeah. Like a Magic Order 1, 2, 3. Yes. An Arcana version that's just huge and just art bound. Just please. Pretty please. How about? I want it. Yeah. Yes. It's amazing. Yeah. Again, for a 5th week, maybe not a lot of books, but a lot of good ones. Like this could have been a week 1. So to end the month on this,
strong move.
Super strong. What a way to cap the summer. Good reads, man, all across the board. If you enjoyed this episode, if you've watched this far, you clearly enjoyed it. Click that thumbs up. We need that like, baby. Watch to the end of this so that the algorithm sends it out to all the people so that they know how amazing Black, White, Red All Over is because it is. And you know it.
And comment below. Let us know what books you read. Do you disagree? Do you agree? And if either, just hit subscribe and the bell to let you know every week we do this.
we're here. Whether we're literally in the bowels of Comic Town or not. Like, this is how we do it.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk comics with you guys. So much love to everybody. Thank you guys so very much. Keep watching She-Hulk because it's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Good stuff.
Absolutely amazing. And read more comics because that's what you should be doing. Go to your local comic shop and support it. Come on, people.
Hit 'em up. Yeah.